Hello and welcome to Hank Games Without Hank. My name is John Green. I'm the manager of the Swindon Town Swoodilypoopers. Today I'm going to talk about whether paper books will survive, but I'm also going to talk about whether the Swoodilypoopers will survive to see the Premier League, because at the moment it's not looking that great. We're back at home in a stunning turn of events. It's raining in England, and we're playing Coventry City, a game we should win, and indeed a game we must win, because we're currently sitting in 6th, just 2 points ahead of 7th place Watford. We need to finish 6th or above in order to secure our place in the championship playoffs, which we can then win, hopefully, and go to the Premier League. I've had a difficult run as the manager. If you haven't been watching, the supporters feel that I've leaned a little too heavily on the Gingers and not heavily enough on the actual, players who are good at the game. I put in a bunch of good players, and we have a Ginger referee, and that bodes well for us. So I'm hoping that things are going to turn around. Just as people in the world of publishing hope that things are going to turn around for books. It's been a hard. Well, look, people have always been complaining about, always been predicting the death of publishing for like 400 or 500 years. It's never been particularly easy for books. Books have never been like movies or television or the radio. It's always been a bit of an elitist art form. Oh God, the average person buys maybe 1 or 2 books a year, and listens to a lot more music than they read, and watches a lot more movies than they read. So it's always a little bit of me having my first book came out almost 10 years ago now. So a little bit of me is always now saying, let's remember all the other times that we said that publishing was dying. However, this time it really does look like publishing is dying, at least that it's changing dramatically. Sales in physical bookstores are, particularly at the big chains, there are quite a number of healthy independent bookstores, which is encouraging. But right now, inches away. Right now we have about 800, maybe 900 physical bookstores in the United States. That number has shrunk dramatically from over 2,000 10 years ago. It's going to continue to shrink. I don't think anybody thinks anything else. There's going to be fewer Barnes & Nobles, there's going to be fewer Books A Millions, and there will be fewer independent bookstores as well. People will get more and more of their books on the internet. They'll buy them for their iPads and for their Kindles. And while independent bookstores and Barnes & Noble are trying to find ways to compete in that world, Barnes & Noble, with its spectacularly unsuccessful, although I like mine, Nook, independents are... Oh, what a fantastic goal! Do the robot in the goalie's face. Oh, he's big, he's tough, he has a brilliant puff. Other John Green, but really the hero of that goal is named Leroy Williamson. Look at that pass. Oh, his vision is beautiful. We're winning. We haven't been winning in forever. This is a good feeling. I'm not used to being this happy. Get it. Yeah, he was offside and he got nervous. Yeah, that was my bad. I should never have passed. I should have just dribbled. But I got so excited about the possibility, and then I just fricked it up. So, in the future, there is no question that there will be fewer places to buy physical books. That will, of course, hurt the sale of physical books. I mean, within a couple years, the biggest by volume bookstores in America are going to be Walmart, Costco, Target, those places. That's where most books will be sold. And what's so unfortunate, Leroy Williamson, you just got to curve it in a little. What's so unfortunate about that is that they don't stock many books. And so if you don't write the kind of books that get into Target or Walmart, which, for instance, I didn't for my first 5 novels, and then this weird thing happened with The Fault in Our Stars, and suddenly, it was in Target and stuff. But I was never that kind of writer before, and I never would have been able to become. Oh no! Green Eggs and Foderingham, not a penalty. Strong disagreement with your analysis, referee. That is not a penalty. What are you? A yellow card? What, for being tall and handsome? Let's take another look. And a fantastic job by Green Eggs and Foderingham. Where is the penalty? Okay, we got to save it. He's big. Come on. No! Oh, he saves the penalty. Oh, ends in Wesley Crusher Foderingham with a brilliant penalty save to keep it 1-0. Oh, he's the hero of the day. What a great man. What a great man. Oh. Oh, it's beautiful. Everything is beautiful and nothing hurts. All right, so yeah, so that means that there will be fewer physical books that are selling a lot of copies as physical books, and that is worrisome to me, because I think that in the world where everybody is kind of competing in this open marketplace of ebooks, I think I mean, in some ways that's good, right? Because free and open markets are good, and blah blah blah, and I do believe that. I don't mean to blah blah blah, but like, my concern is that it will be difficult to find really good books. My concern is for the next generation's Toni Morrison. You know, for a writer who is not someone like me, or who can find an audience because the books kind of have an inherent audience, and but like someone who's really brilliant, just like those brilliant literary writers who we need to like give us a mirror to look at ourselves, to give us the big, complicated, full picture of humanness in the 21st century. Leroy Williamson, you really shouldn't let that go off the back of your heel. Well, how are those writers going to be discovered and fostered? I would argue that publishers have actually done a really good job of discovering and fostering those writers. In a world with fewer print books, I am worried about them. I am worried about their discovery. I am worried about them having the opportunities, the editing that they need, the opportunities that they need as artists to improve. And I look back at the early 20th century when we had a similar problem, or the late 19th century, and I think that we probably lost a lot of important and interesting voices. We did have great voices, of course, like James Joyce, William Faulkner. I guess that was a little bit later. That was once publishing and kind of gotten healthy. But Joyce to me is the best example of the sort of an unhealthy publishing period, but still a genius emerges. I am worried that there won't be the same opportunities, though, that even that Joyce had. Someone who had to sort of be edited by committee and just have a version of self-publishing in order to get his work out there. I worry that there won't. Yeah, that's my concern. Is that there won't. I am very worried about that. However, that noted, Leroy Williamson. That noted, I do think that paper books will survive, in the sense that people will still read books on paper, for at least a generation or two. I'm not really worried about that. I also don't really care about it, because I think that it's a little bit of a red herring as a concern for people who care about publishing. Because ultimately, what's worrisome / interesting is not whether people are buying their books physically or digitally, as long as they're buying them and reading them. Actually, they don't even really, I mean, whether they need to be buying them is a different discussion, but one that I'm probably not qualified to have, since I'm so incredibly biased. But what worries me the most is the question of where they're getting them. Whether it's physical or digital, are you always get in the net? Are you always getting all of your books from Amazon? Like, does Amazon have a functional monopoly on the marketplace? It looks like that's what's going to happen, and it terrifies me, because I don't want one voice in the conversation about what gets published. I don't want there to be only one corporation that kind of controls the distribution of literature in the United States. And that is very much what I think is going to happen, unless I'm wrong. I think that the Kindle will absolutely dominate, as it does now. It's like 92% of ebook sales. I think it will absolutely dominate. I think that I think Amazon will dominate the world of distributing and selling print books as well. So I don't actually care. Oh no! I don't actually care. Why is Alan Judge being highlighted? Because he's so handsome and good-looking and awesome? Well, I'm all in favor of that. Fireball Wilson Roberts is here. I don't really care whether it's physical or digital. I care who's making the money. And if it's only Amazon making money, if Amazon is controlling the marketplace completely, if Amazon decides, you know, what is and is not acceptable in terms of text to distribute and text to promote, and Amazon alone is the decider, that scares the crap out of me because, because I think, you know, having only one platform for the distribution of content is very dangerous. It gives way too much power to that platform and not nearly enough power to the voices of creativity itself. So I worry about that with YouTube too, but I worry about it a little less with YouTube because because YouTube is a less mediated experience than what Amazon offers their customers. Like, you know, most of us get to YouTube videos from links on Twitter or Tumblr. So it would be, you know, it's sort of easier, I think, for a YouTube customer, a YouTube viewer, to imagine a world without YouTube than it is for a, you know, device-locked customer like a Kindle Fire customer or Kindle customer to imagine a world without Amazon. That worries me. A lot of Amazon's business practices, I don't think it's any secret, worry me. I wish that they would pay taxes. I wish that they would have a little more focus on like good basic business practices and relatively good labor relationships and all that stuff. But they are by far the most important, you know, distributor of books right now, and you know, I'm not going to stop working with them because I like having my books available to people. So in short, I think that there will be print books, but I also think that we shouldn't be as worried about print books themselves as we should be about making sure that we live in a diverse world that has room for sort of breadth of literature, not just the stuff that sells easily and obviously, but also the, you know, the Toni Morrisons who are 17 or 18 years old today. I want to make sure that they have the opportunity to write the books that will, you know, define our cultural experience, you know, 100 years from now. And that's what worries me. Not worried about me. I'm good. I will be okay because, you know, I make my living from FIFA and I win. Thank you for watching. Best wishes.